AI gaming is awful. I heard that the AI Minecraft is actually really cool. Every time I tried to get into it, I couldn't. It was down, or, there was a line I couldn't get through. By line I couldn't get through, I mean I didn't care to wait in. Writing on Games has a video titled, I played AI Minecraft. Now I'm worried about gaming's future. People said I should take a peep at this because it's really funny. I could imagine it easily being funny, so yeah. Alright. Convince me. You know what I think could be great with AI and gaming? AI for balance in competitive games. That would be sick. That would be tight. For generating bespoke experiences for every individual. If that became everything, if that became all there was, you'd lose out on being able to share the same experience with other people. But then I'm sure in the far future we'll get more advanced, like, oh, it's an AI MMO, so you're all playing the same thing together. Or, like, you gen it and then share it with people, and then there's a community around the gen one. Or maybe, I don't know, whatever. Let's see what this guy says. They'd sell prompts like games. I want to say, no, they wouldn't, but they already do that with image prompts. There are people who want money for, like, a PDF full of strings of text to get certain outcomes.
Thanks to my Patreon supporters for making videos like this possible, as well as exclusive videos you can only get over there for as little as $1 a month. Thanks, and now on with the show. If you have been on the internet...
Sorry, Sosa, did you just say AI just sucks? Are you ready to be debunked? Are you ready to get absolutely destroyed live on Twitch TV? It's time. Hang on, let me grab this. If AI sucks, how did it make this? Checkmate. Checkmate.
Internet in 2024, chances are you've come across some form of modern artificial intelligence. Its automated tendrils have now reached into every facet of online life, as every company, even
is that super hot?
Vaguely related to tech, has veered direction to get in on the latest Silicon Valley gold rush. Amazon has an AI chatbot now. I can't for the life of me figure out why. I mean, at least in pulpy sci-fi, AI...
Are you joking? Is this a joke? Why do these places want automation? Is he saying he can't figure out why they want to advance automation? Am I out of my mind? Am I retarded? Did I take stupid pills?
Would gain sentience and see humanoid robots and mechs rise up against humanity. The reality we experience, on the other hand, is mundane, it's boring, but it's honestly far more insidious. One more stage in every part of the internet being centralized, funneled through a handful of content platforms, controlled by a handful of billionaires, and all made worse for it. The web is less usable, and the humans capable of fixing it have been replaced by...
I mean, Google's been mega enshittified.
Yet more chatbots, just trying to string together cogent sentences, using datasets comprised...
It'll be fun when it gets worse and worse and worse, and it's a nightmare, and then stuff gets so good that you think it's fixed, but it's just because the bots are so good. There's gonna come a point where it's gonna be like there's so much AI slop everywhere, and then it's going to hit a point where it's like, man, I can't keep up with this AI stuff. I'm not smart enough to have a conversation with this chatbot.
Work stolen.
Twitter's ruined. It's too highbrow now.
From everywhere imaginable. I mean, my videos have been used by training models without my knowledge or consent. In some areas, sure, the tech...
Raped by AI. It's another rape review. I didn't expect it. This was meant to be a break from that kind of stuff.
Is advancing at a legitimately worrying rate, even beyond the obvious ethical concerns of simply commandeering someone's likeness. Deepfakes and voice modeling surface problems that, say, a justice system...
Me raging out that a live streamer caught me on camera, IRL.
...reliant on video evidence seems categorically unprepared for. I don't think it's unrealistic to say that entire...
Yeah. It's going to be probably a big lag in dealing with that stuff. Could be a huge nightmare. Yeah.
Aspects of society as we know it are going to have to be reevaluated in the face of this stuff, with next to none of it being for the better, and governments showing no real interest in regulating these companies to begin with.
No real interest. God, I'm not up on this. I remember there being a bunch of hubbub about it.
Creative fields, however, while tech CEOs are pushing AI into a position of similar ubiquity at this point, it feels very much like these companies are rushing into something, the results of which haven't been proven to their customer base in any meaningful way.
The results of which haven't been proven to the customer base? That is absolutely not what I expected him to say. You're not going to speculate on specifically what the results could be? Because if you're like, hey, it could suck, then if it sucks, they stop doing it, right? If it doesn't work and people don't want it, they stop doing it. It's like a generation of trash and then you're back on track potentially. Back on track to making the usual trash.
Take the games industry, where generative AI seems to be the nut that everyone is attempting to crack in their
Oh, okay. The nut everyone wants to slurp.
own manner. Graphics cards and processor manufacturers are seeing massive surges in both share price and environmentally catastrophic power consumption as they steam ahead with so-called AI-ready chipsets and...
You gotta get on... Yeah, hang on. You gotta get on the acceleration train, man. I think Earth is boned. It's done. Slowing ain't gonna work. We just have to go so fast with tech that we have a solution to disaster, okay?
neural power units. The talk of players getting to control their own experience with a game, shape the very foundations of it as they see fit.
Every game can be a Steam porn game. The future you've always dreamed of.
Seems as frequent and remarkably similar to the rhetoric you saw around NFTs a couple of years.
Is it remarkably similar? I don't think so. They're both hyped. They're both hyped. I'll give you that. What could he possibly say?
Years back, where people could import their items from elsewhere to make the game more identifiably their own. But regardless of this vision, it seems the most we've gotten so far when it comes to generative AI in games has
Right. Okay. My man is taking the stuff with NFTs where they're gonna go, a token that you can own, that can be connected to you, could give you access to an item in one game and an item in another, and used as an identifier to show that you own that digital object or whatever. Okay, AI already has demonstrated really cool use cases, especially just text. Does he consider a text adventure to be a game of sorts? That's already popped off. You can look at just image generators and stuff. I think it's pretty easy to see where that goes with games.
mainly been limited to NPCs utilizing language learning models like ChatGPT to generate real-time dialogue and voice.
Am I insane? That's really cool. I played this. It's really cool. It's scuffed, but when it sort of works, it's like very impressive, in my opinion.
Acting to accompany it, with a view to generating entire quests on the fly, an endless content mill, and the results have been as stilted as you'd expect. San Francisco tech company Descartes.
Do you think there's more, or rather does he genuinely not think there's more demonstrated here than the potential of NFTs integration into gaming? He doesn't think there's more already?
Is that what they're going for? Descartes? Descartes? We'll assume they're going with Descartes for now. That company, however, has other ideas, instead going one step further and attempting to cut out the middleman, or middle engine and developers in this case, and just generate a whole game before your eyes. This isn't just a future target on a presentation slide either. The company has made available to the public a version of what it's calling the first real-time generative AI open world model in the...
It looks really cool to me. I wonder if I can get in right now. Do you have a link? Please, sir, a crumb of link. Alright, let me find it. Is it like Descartes.com? .ai, of course. Let's see if it's alive. This is probably gonna crash my shit, but whatever. Play now. Oh, whatever, some other time.
Form of Oasis, a new era of real-time generative experiences enabled by cutting-edge AI efficiency, if the website is to be believed. And what is the product of such...
I'd suggest it is to be believed. It's actually extremely impressive in my opinion. What?
Lofty descriptors? Well, it's Minecraft, of a sort. Like basically all of what are referred to as AI models at this point, it's drawing from something that already exists, that it was...
Yes, probably the best way to demonstrate how it functions. If it's something no one recognizes, it's not going to demonstrate the concept as well. You're just going to be like, what is this? It's the thing I know, done this way. So the focus is on the done this way part, rather than having to deal with something truly novel and new in showing you how it works and what it is. I don't know, this is silly, man.
Trained on. And I guess a popular game with a simple, recognizable visual style is a good, if ethically questionable, place to start demoing the tech. And after seeing a clip doing the rounds of said Minecraft world disintegrating in what seems like real time, I knew this was something I had to check out for myself.
This guy would lose his mind if he went on itch.io, sorted by new, and just started playing everything. You're going to run into a lot of stuff that looks like this on purpose.
And, well, it's bad. You know it's bad, but you might not understand how bad. It's bad in a way that got me thinking more widely about where we're even at with AI and our very views of technological advancement as it relates to art versus consumerism, our views of emerging artistic media both then and now, what that media is driven by. In short, this thing sent me into a bit of a spiral, and I hope you'll come along.
Bros, you ever think about, man, imagine if someone from the past was teleported into the modern day. Would they just lose their mind over the tech we have? Bro right here was filtered by Schizo Fever Dream AI Minecraft. It broke him.
For the ride as I try to explain it all. Certainly not from the perspective of someone who understands the technical fundamentals at play here. I don't, and that doesn't particularly move me either way, but as a player, presumably the kind of person these companies ultimately want to get on side, at least eventually. At some point, you imagine they will be trying to sell us this stuff. And if Oasis is anything to go by, boy do they have a hell
I'm a member. I can't wait to make a George Floyd simulator game with
You can just do that in real life.
of a job on their hands. It's hard to know where to begin here because its problems are so numerous and compounding that each problem brings to mind a whole new problem to deal with. I guess, first off, to say that Oasis is something you play is already a bit of a misnomer. The website
This guy's living in the past or under a rock or something. Is he not aware that there are a billion games that are deliberately created to be like this? I feel like his palette must not be very broad if this messes with him.
touts itself as an interactive AI video game model, but the most accurate way I could describe it is that you are placed in what, if you squint hard enough, you might be able to vaguely term control of an AI video generator, materializing a series of images in close to real time. It's that if someone typed Minecraft as the prompt.
What do you mean close to real time? Okay, but that's like sick. Do you remember the earlier? Like, how does he think a frame appears on your screen? Does he think he's looking at like a reality with zero latency or something? Confusing what his problem here is. Confusing. Also, does he not remember where the image generating stuff was just a few years ago?
But crucially, at no point does it feel like you're actually playing anything. Because, and I'm not exaggerating here, if we are to briefly judge this as a game purely for the sake of argument, by so many metrics, it is by far the worst game I have ever played. The least responsive, the least readable,
Bro, you're judging a tech demo that isn't really about enjoying the game, just showing that they can do it. Like, fine, but
least coherent, the most broken. Indeed, once you get past the ambient synth pad lilting underneath the galactic screensaver, promising a peek into the future of what AI-driven game development can offer, you select your Minecraft biome, and as the tiny browser window whisks you to what appears to be a pre-rendered image, for 5 minutes you're dropped into a world, I think. Because literally, as soon as you are plunked
bro, man has worse eye problems than me. You don't recognize this as Minecraft?
into this visual mush, any preconceived notions of how you might play a
Look, this AI generated game shit is garbage. This is nowhere near being an esport. I can't play this.
game go out the window, and not because they've been replaced with a new exciting paradigm of control. No, it's that this isn't a game. It's the real-time video equivalent of a typical language learning model. Not sentient, not intelligent, or showing any spark of creativity, but
Bro, your video games don't love you. I feel the need to warn you this.
simply taking an image, referring it against the dataset it's been trained on, and then producing another image to replace it. And and in the process, to the best of its ability, trying to remain coherent, to the best of its ability. And with that in mind, think of the kinds of visual nonsense that act as a dead giveaway for any AI-generated image.
My man's living in the past. I think he doesn't look at things. Come on, man.
Like weird...
I want to make a site. That has thousands and thousands of drawings, and then thousands of AI-generated similar drawings. And the quiz is, it throws 100 at you, and you have to say if it's AI or a real drawing. And I want to see what sort of percentage people get.
Hands
actually test people's ability to detect.
With too many fingers or text appearing as garbled gibberish, and imagine that applied to every single frame of a video game you're trying to play, where crucially the rules of that game, what defines the very ground you're even stepping on, melts away just as rapidly.
Yeah, that was a challenge with the language models as well. Remembering stuff. Something to work on. It's not an inherent necessary quality of anything done this way.
In short, to try and play this as you would do Minecraft simply does not work. Press the left mouse button to hammer away at a block, an action that in the regular game would see a few swings carve out a rigidly defined chunk of this cubic world, leaving an item, a crafting material ready to collect, to use. An easily definable, visually recognisable process. This is a game largely aimed at children after all. In Oasis, press that same mouse button and it's a complete dice roll as to whether any recognisable action will even occur, let alone be shown to you. More often than...
It's funny AI facsimile of Minecraft go plop plop plop, making me laugh.
Not, the texture will just start shuddering and morphing and being consumed by the writhing textural mass, similarly enveloping you. There have only been a few occurrences in my entire playtime where I have hammered on a block and it has disappeared in roughly the way you would expect it to. Try to place a single object, a block or item, the craft part of Minecraft, and I can almost guarantee you will not succeed.
I was scammed by AI. I found a Minecraft AI villager, and he took all of my gemeralds.
Item will instead float away into the jittery ether like tears in erratically flickering rain. But, it's not like you could even reliably choose an item to place, because inventory is simply not a consideration. The associated...
It's funny, because he's not, but he's talking exactly like someone who sucks at a game and is explaining why it's not his fault. It feels like he's invested, like he was imagining himself becoming the god of AI Minecraft, and is not popping off like you thought he would. He's just mad at the game. I was supposed to be able to get to the end game! Guys, it's not my fault, please.
Text is that all too familiar nonsensical jumble accompanying what appears to be a completely random, constantly shifting series of items worming their way around a vaguely recognisable crafting interface.
Me talking about why I lost in the bazaar.
Navigated.
My inventory just kept morphing, dude. There's nothing I can do.
Via a cursor that once in a blue moon might go somewhere resembling the direction in which you point it. For a second or two, maybe, before it melts away like everything else in this nightmare. And what's funny is that at the side of the tiny window in which you play is a notice promoting the company's Discord server, in which they apparently run competitions as to who can perform a certain action in...
That's really cool. That's cute. See if you can get Minecraft things to work in the game. Here's your challenge. See if it will spit out these scenarios. You just made it sound really cool. Hey, look how bad this is. And he points at the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life.